I want to talk about some of the benefits of excessive cardio, and I'll call that word excessive because anybody would say whatever I do for cardio is excessive. Because typically it's 3 hours a day at a high intense level. That's not BS, I actually do it. I was going to gyms and stuff like that, setting machines on very high levels, 3 hours, and just do the stuff every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a week, and sometimes more. Now, a lot of people would say, what's the benefits of that? Actually, I've found out that most people give me criticism of these types of things are basically people that have a pet peeve that they don't like it because they're not doing it. That's probably the reason, and they realize it's work, so they don't want to do it. But I'm going to say there is benefits that go on with excessive cardio. I'll use the word excessive because it would be regarded typically as excessive, more than an hour a day. What happens is, and it's kind of a controversial thing, what it'll raise, though, is naturally, it'll raise HGH, human growth hormone. And there's a lot of different things that can raise human growth hormone naturally. Some people take it artificially. I think the people who take it artificially are fools, plus they're getting ripped off. And it's not the same, I don't think, as if it's raised naturally. But there is a theory, I would say maybe it's a theory, not a given fact. I've read that when a cardio is done for more than an hour, it will raise HGH naturally. And this is something you want to do because a lot of times people are into this anti-aging, rejuvenation garbage and everything like that. Well, they seem to spend a lot of money on a lot of garbage that doesn't work, and sometimes it's actually legit, but cardio actually is one of the best anti-aging things going. It also works like a sauna to cleanse. Saunas are being, promoted for many years. Of course, if you're Sweden, the saunas are really promoted a lot more. But if you look back to ancient times, if you look back to the Greeks and Romans, they had the hot baths and the cold baths, and a lot of times, the Roman aristocracy would live to be almost 100 years old in very good health the whole time, and it was actually because of the practice of using the baths. There was like a cold bath and a hot bath, and it was like it removed a lot of the toxins from the body. But cardio will do that naturally. It's not only through the skin, it's also through the exhalation of your breath. It's actually taking out, bringing in fresh oxygen and removing the impurities that are inside your body or the blood. The lungs are acting like a purifier itself. So the fact that you speed up that process for a few hours, it actually makes a difference in your toxicity level in your body. The other thing is a lot of times, I'll take a lot of nutrients and herbs, and the more blood flow to the body, to the various cells in the body, the better that these nutrients and herbs will be delivered through cardio, because you are actually circulating the blood many times faster than at rest. So in effect, you are causing these herbs and nutrients to be passed through the body much quicker. And it's a common sense thing, but a lot of people won't say this because actually it's work. What do people want? They want a quick fix pill. Hey, here you go. Hollywood. What's Hollywood doing? You know what? I look at Hollywood. I think they're all falling apart and they're a bunch of brain dead idiots. So I wouldn't want to do anything they're doing anyway. I could teach them a lot of tricks too. They don't know anything. They know how to get charged a lot of money. I do know that. But, that's probably what it is, a lot of it. This is actually a big business type thing. But cardio is one of the simplest things there is to do. And I have not had any problems with knees or joints or anything like that. And I've been doing this stuff for years and years and years, 365 days a week for over 3 hours most days, and sometimes more. And what I'll do is I have my computer set up on it so I can use it while, people use the computer. So they say they have no time. Well, I can use the computer at the same time I'm doing cardio. So that's the way I have it set up. Another thing is it sharpens the mind and elevates mood. Obviously, it's pretty much a proven fact that cardio will bring levels of serotonin way up. And, of course, the more blood flow to the mind, the better you can think. The faster you can think, the more sharper you are. Quite obviously, there is a a lot of benefits to it that some people can see visually. I mean, it's less fat loss and there's more fat loss and everything like that. Now, in the case of extreme athletes, and I want to point this out, and this is a counter argument to excessive cardio, but you got to know all the tricks, all the tricks. Actually, it's been pretty much a statistic that a lot of the best athletes in the world don't seem to live that long. And you wonder why the hell they do all that exercise and stuff like that, right? And a lot of that is because as they are doing exercise, they are depleting the body of nutrients, especially like trace elements and things like that. So a lot of times they need to take in a lot more nutrients. Now, somebody who's probably an expert on it is Lance Armstrong. I haven't followed his stuff that much, but I think he's got a very good opinion on what goes on. And quite obviously, he had this cancer for a while, got rid of it, and never came back. And I think it wasn't just over the conventional treatments. I think it's because he's highly into nutrition right now. So one of the things that people need to do when they are concentrating on a lot of exercise is to make sure they get the right nutrition, because what will happen is the body will break down faster than it repairs. But when the right things are added at the same time, cardio is probably one of the best exercises going, because it's a cleanser too. It's a cleanser. I know there's a lot of different things that say this and that, but the other thing is I keep thinking about is some of the hormonal levels it raises, like the human growth hormone, and that basically is a big anti-aging type thing. So, people will spend money on this particular hormone to get it artificially, and actually you can manufacture it in your body naturally with the right nutrition and accentuate it mainly by cardio. And as I said before, usually when the cardio starts getting in over an hour, that's when the human growth hormone really starts kicking in. Now, the one thing that people might do as a mistake after cardio is they'll take a sugary product to replace their energy levels. That is a mistake. It really should be a protein product or a high fat product. Now, not a garbage fat product. One of the best products, I think, is the coconut oil, because the coconut oil will actually go to energy faster than a carbohydrate, yet it still has the ketones available in it too. Ketones, which would raise the levels in the mind for short-term memory, and it actually works for the skin from the inside out. I could probably go on for this garbage for hours and hours and hours. A lot of times women used to ask me this garbage about different things, but I always found out most people are just plain lazy. You could tell them anything you want, and a lot of games go on. Obviously, I know one little thing, tidbit about. I would usually hear this garbage about a woman might say is, well, you're so skinny, and I'm not skinny, definitely not skinny. But the problem would be my waist was thinner than hers. So that usually was the reason I would hear this garbage, and I'm sure they play those games back and forth with each other left and right. Because, actually, even if you're looking for the benefits of cardio for skin health, it has a lot of benefits because it's a detoxer. And like I says, if you're taking in a lot of coconut oil and good fats, now coconut oil is the only fat that goes to energy a lot faster than carbohydrate even. So it's actually kind of a good recovery energy thing after cardio, but also it's very beneficial to the skin from the inside out. A lot of people don't realize that, and actually kind of being critical of women, because I found out a lot of women are more interested in this garbage than men. It's usually women are really into what do I look like, what do I fit into, this kind of garbage. But actually, even with skin health, a lot of it comes from the inside. Actually, far more of it comes from the inside than it does from the outside. Like vitamin C is probably extremely important for collagen production. Extremely important. And especially if the person's a smoker, because it pretty much takes out a hell of a lot of vitamin C out of the body. That's why smokers get wrinkles and stuff like that. But, usually if you tell people stuff anyway, they're too lazy to do it, they find one excuse or another. So, I decided to put this out here, but as a quick thing because most people don't listen anyway. They just want to do what the hell they want, and it's like they look for gimmicks. They look for gimmicks, but I'm saying is probably your best gimmick is cardio. The way I have it set up, if I'm using this thing for 3 hours, I could do all the stuff on a computer at the same time. The keyboard's on there, wireless keyboard. It's hooked into stereos and all this garbage, big screen TV and all this stuff as I displayed before. And, I can listen to all this garbage sometimes. I'll listen to all these various opinions on people that I'll have with the finance and all this garbage. So I can listen to all that stuff while I'm doing cardio. So it's like, there is the time. There is the time there. And, I could be checking on charts, checking on information, looking up whatever the hell I want to look up while I'm doing cardio. So there is the time. People do have the time. And 99% of the thing is an excuse. So I usually get a lot of criticism from people about doing too much of this stuff. But I think it has a hell of a lot of benefits. And I don't know. People just get mad at it. So whatever. But I could probably might put some more videos on with this type of stuff. I know there's some women that are actually more sincere with this stuff. That I don't give a shit about. I'll tell them. But, a lot of times it's easy. You want to be a quick fix and that type of junk. And give me a pill and I'm done, Well, there's plenty of people that sell junk like that. I'm not into that type of stuff. But I just want to point out that cardio is extremely important. Now, one of the things I want to add on here, probably making this too damn long, is one of the reasons I probably never had any problems with my knees is because of proper nutrition. I would always take, I didn't take it every day, MSM with chondroitin and glucosamine and also hyaluronic acid. And hyaluronic acid is another thing that's very good for the joints because it's also in the fluid of the joints. It's good for collagen, that type of stuff. Actually, I have a theory that people probably can live hundreds and hundreds of years, but the biggest problem they have is getting away from doctors and the rest of the medical charlatans out there with their pharmaceutical drugs. I don't care how many initials they have after their names, how long they've been in practice, how much money they made, how much they have, talked to so many clients or, what people think. I think that, and this is probably where the Chinese medicine is probably going to blow them away, eventually. But the Western medicine is highly, highly, highly money orientated. And, a lot of that goes back to John D. Rockefeller and the guy before him who was the original snake oil salesman. Actually, I'm going to provide a link on that and actually put that in the video. Because a lot of our medical community is pushed upon pharmaceuticals, and that does go back to John D. Rockefeller. Actually, I will put. I just thought of this. I'm going to put a link in this video that will go back to the Corbett report because he will explain it better than I could about the original snake oil salesman who was like a guy that sold, remedies for people for all kinds of money that would just travel all around town. And that was John D. Rockefeller's daddy, kind of a secret, but I will link that up in this video too so you can examine that. But I just want to point out some of the oldest things around is just plain cardio. People do not do enough of it. And if a doctor says 20 minutes a day or 20 minutes 3 times a week is sufficient or an hour 4 times a week is more than enough, I say that isn't. That's my opinion. I'm not a doctor, but you know what? I see these broken down, falling apart doctors, and they're telling me what the hell's right. They annoy the hell out of me. Believe me, they annoy the hell out of me. And I see them for what they are. I just can't believe people pay these people money for health. Because they got initials after their names. They're garbage. I really can't stand them. But I'm just saying is I personally have been doing over 3 hours, about 3 hours of cardio a day. Usually that's the minimum. Sometimes it'll go more. For years and years and years and years, and have never experienced problems with my joints, back, or anything like that, or any kind of rotten side effects from anything. And I actually got no health problems at all. So if they'll say it doesn't work, I say otherwise. That's my opinion.